I don't know about you, but being with a partner who is emotionally unavailable has to be one of the most exhausting things ever. And this is majorly for the singles, but I believe that even for the marriage, there is a thing or two to be learned here, which you can then apply to your relationships or your marriages. So if you're here and you're wondering what are the signs that this person I'm with is not emotionally available for me, which really can lead to a bad place in your relationship or your marriage, then definitely keep on watching. Now, the reason I say it can lead to a bad place is because there's so many pillars that make up a healthy relationship or a marriage, and emotional availability is one of those solid pillars. Then there's spiritual, there's mental, there's physical, financial, whatever. Okay, we'll get into all that, but today we're staying on topic of emotional availability. The whole point of this is not for you to say, okay, that's done, this relationship will never be healthy or successful. It's really to identify that there is a problem here, because like I always say, acceptance is the first step to true change. That was such a tongue twister. But anyway, acceptance is the first step to true change, okay? The first thing is that they never make any plans. I think that a lot of people can attach to something else, like, oh, they're just busy, or oh, they have other responsibilities. But I strongly believe that when a man and a woman come together to build something, it's unfair to act as though they don't have an importance level in your life. Like, this person should literally be the next person after your salvation in your life who matters, right? Well, at the dating phase, maybe your family comes first, but by the time you're married, then it's this person. So tell me why you're able to make plans to fix your car, you're able to make plans to go to a restaurant with your workers or your colleagues, you're able to make plans towards soccer, but then they never make plans with you. That is a sign, just because they're not giving the relationship the emotional input that it needs to thrive. And sometimes you can name this, oh, you're not thoughtful, or thoughtlessness, or I'm the one always coming up with date nights, I'm the one who is this and that. Those are the things I'm talking about. Sometimes it's like, oh, you also have to sit back and identify if, for instance, they are thoughtful, maybe just not in the way you see it. Then that will be a case of your own judgment and how you need to adjust, right? But there's sometimes that whatever has to do with the relationship, whether financially or with the kids or, whatever, date nights, romantically, they are just not thoughtful. You are always the one having to make plans and suggest and say, and this is a very red flag, and it's not the best, because on one end it can lead to frustration on the other person who is always making the plans, and you're tired, and then you start to resent them and things like that. On the other end, they feel like, I'm here, okay? I'm here. That's all that matters. That's toxic, but you get the picture. So that's one of the signs you need to be on the lookout for and start to address. And hear me, some people will say, oh, at least when you make the plans, they come. Honestly, that is not enough. It's worse, I know, when somebody says, okay, I'll let you know, and they don't let you know. Or when you make the plans and they discard it and they're like, no, I'm not interested. I know it's worse. But also, I feel like just because you show up when I always make the plan doesn't still mean that it is not a clear problem in our relationship, because the fact that you're not thinking about this as much as you should is a problem. Does that make sense? I'm sure it does. Now, before I go to the next point, we're not going to lie and sit here to say that things like that is not enough reason to cause depression or anxiety or mental stress for a lot of people. If that's your case, then you feel like you're in a bad place mentally, then I would highly recommend that you seek help professionally. And that's why I'll say thank you to BetterHelp for sponsoring this video. BetterHelp has over 30,000 licensed and experienced therapists who are available to help you with a wide range of issues. I know that it might be hard to get the kind of help that you need locally based on your location and your preferences. However, with BetterHelp, it's virtual, right? So you're able to access therapy, and even more importantly, in a form that is more convenient to you, like video calls, phone calls, or even messaging. And that's why it's really like convenient and easier than traditional in-office therapy. Now, if at any point during your therapy session you don't like the person you've been matched with, or you feel like they don't understand you, with just a click of a button, BetterHelp is able to change your therapist at no additional cost to you. I'm going to leave a link in my description. It is betterhelp.com/Tolulope. Clicking that link supports my channel, but it also gives you 10% off your first month with BetterHelp. It's easy to sign up. You answer just a series of questions, and with that, BetterHelp is able to match you to a great fit from their network. And I hope that you know that you deserve to live a healthier and happier life. There are over 4 million people who already use BetterHelp to pursue this healthier lifestyle, and you can join them today by clicking that link in my description box. Next thing is that they hate to communicate. Hear me, I didn't say they don't know how to, but they hate to do it. They're two different things. There are people who you see that they're trying, okay? Like I know people that no matter how much you try, they can only say 3 words. If they had a 10 words conversation with someone, they can only maybe even remember 3 words, no matter how much they try. And the way you know is simple, is that when the scenario is outside of you, and that's why you have to be like really attentive. When the scenario is outside of you, how are they? Can this person be on the phone with his best guys for like 2 hours and is chatting up and is communicating and is gisting and but when it comes to you, it's just like, all right, okay, or I don't know. You see, so it's not like they generally don't know how to, but when it comes to your relationship, they hate to. And that is a clear sign of someone who is emotionally unavailable with you. Like, talk about it. Like, communication is one of the major bedrocks of any relationship. If you're not talking to me, relaying information, telling me how you feel, how are we supposed to move forward? I need feedback on how this relationship is going for you. I'm not the only one here, right? So those are the things that you need to look out for. How are they communicating? Even when you hurt them, or even when they hurt you and you tell them about it, what's their response? Those are the major things you need to look out for. But generally, somebody that is emotionally unavailable will say things like, it's not that deep, or it's just my trauma, I don't want to talk about it. See, not like I can't talk about it. And I know that there is a clear line of, okay, maybe they don't trust you enough to talk about it, which is why I said this is not a reason to pack up your bag and leave your relationship. But these are conversations to be had to say, okay, what is the root of the problem? Does that make sense? Let's get to the root. If you're not communicating with me, what is your why? Do you think I talk too much? And this is funny because when that password thing I said last year went viral, and I said, why are you hiding your password from your partner? If you can share our bodies, we can share our phones. And there were so many school of thoughts, but the one I saw a lot was that, so if my friend tells me something, I would never tell my husband. Listen, the fundamental problem is that you don't trust your husband not to go say it outside to his best buds, okay? Because if you trust that the information would die with this person, then there's really nothing at risk. Especially, again, if you trust that this person is not then going to judge your friend with that information. So you see that the main problem is you not trusting your partner enough to let them into that information. Then you're using this, what if it's about my friend, as the cover up. And honestly, from a healthy standpoint, I always want to get to the root of the matter, because it might be seamless now, it might not bite us now, but we never know when this lack of trust between us will come back to bite us, okay? Which is why I'm saying this is not for you to leave your relationship, but at least you know where the shoes hurt. You know that there is a problem here that needs to be fixed. Except, of course, you don't mind and you're fine to live like this for the rest of your life, which I don't recommend, but good luck. Now, this is another obvious sign that somebody is emotionally unavailable. If somebody is, pursuing you and, they're interested in you, this is for those in the start of a relationship, but they refuse to define the relationship. They just string you along. They like your company. They like you. That means they are not available for you emotionally. The reason might be because they're testing other options out, which is not bad. But let's face what the problem is here, right? But yeah, that is a clear sign that somebody is not available when they refuse. Like, you've been together for years and you're friends and you're dating, and heck, some of you are even sharing bodies that you should not be sharing, but still they refuse to put a label on it to say, you're my girlfriend, you're my boyfriend, or we're courting, this is the intention, we're going to get married. That's a clear sign that they're emotionally unavailable. Some will say, they just don't know what they want. Some will say, like, excuses here and there. But I tell you, they are emotionally unavailable to you. Did I say unemotionally? Wow. They are emotionally unavailable to you. And it's time to start having those hard conversations. What are we doing? What's this? Especially if you see that you guys are literally doing husband and wife and you have not even got into girlfriend and boyfriend. Like, it's a whole different ball game if you're already playing husband and wife when you've defined your relationship as boyfriend and girlfriend. Obviously you should not, but like, you haven't even asked me to be your girlfriend and you're already enjoying married folks business and privileges. Dude, are you out of your mind? So these are the conversations that you need to have on time, okay? Because if not, heartbreak or breakfast as they call it is lying at the door. I never said you're my girlfriend. I thought we were just having a good time. Like, I'm sorry, but I didn't know that we were a thing. Your papa. After you have taken advantage of me, and after you have taken my time and resources, listen, that's bad. You don't even want to be there, okay? You don't. So clear it out now. And it's better you stop wasting your own time if they come correct to say, okay, listen, I don't know what this is. I'm just having a good time. You have to step back and know that, okay, I'm not dating with purpose. I'm sorry. Thank you for wasting my time. See you later. Never. See you never. Bye. Next sign of someone who is emotionally unavailable, and I see this a lot even in marriage settings, is that they reflect your own feelings instead of sharing theirs. Have you ever said something to someone and they tell you, oh, okay, that's fine? And it's always, okay, that's fine. And they always reflect your own feelings, or you share something that hurts you and then they're looking at you like, okay, like, say how that makes you feel too, right? I mean, in some cases is the fact that they don't know how to be vulnerable, which again would then be the problem, because why haven't you learned vulnerability? Is it a trauma response? Then let's get to the root of it with a therapist or something like that. You know, those are the things that you need to look out for and know that problem lies at the door if I don't address this thing right now. But somebody who is flat out not available for you emotionally will always reflect your own feelings instead of sharing theirs. That means they're not even like giving thought to it. Have you ever been in a situation where someone is looking for something and they come ask you, oh, please, do you know where I kept my boots? And immediately they just say no. I'm like, you didn't even think about it for 2 seconds to make me know that you actually even try to figure, have you seen it anyway? Like, I'm just not interested in giving you that part of my mental space. No. And they move on like, I can't be bothered. Exactly. That is exactly how it is when somebody is unbothered about the emotions and whatever going on in the relationship, and their quick response is just, oh yeah, oh, you said, yeah, that makes sense, yeah, I agree with you. Next thing is they refuse to have any conversations about the future. Now, obviously, if you're in this kind of relationship like that and this person is not talking about the future, especially if you're not young, okay, you're like in your mid-20s and this person is just like having a good time, like I said earlier, ask questions, okay? Ask questions. I've heard of instances now that one person has like families in every continent. So maybe you are the start of a family in Africa, or you're the start of a family in Dominican Republic, or you're the start of a family in DMV, or you're the start of, because some will even have families in several states across the United States. It is wild, okay? Anyway, so ask questions, but somebody who is unavailable emotionally will fail to make plans towards your future or communicate what their headspace is in about your future together. And this is even just beyond, oh, we're going to get married one day. It's also kids, it's also careers and ambitions and purpose. And what are your thoughts? Except you're telling me that you just can't be bothered about the future. Is that how much you trust God? Oh no, but step back now. I see you making plans towards your 40th birthday that is in 5 years time. Step back now. I see you making plans towards your next family vacation. It's not like you don't have the ability to, even if you don't have the ability to learn it, like, we have to talk about these things, right? So yes, with that, I hope that this video is valuable to someone to know where the shoes hurt in their relationship and they're able to quickly fix it before it grows into a whole another bad thing, okay? But yeah, see you guys in the next one. Bye.